The opening to chapter 5, the verse from Earthseed, the books of the living, says belief initiates and guides action, or it does nothing.
The narrator continues to press the idea that a survival strategy is needed, but Joanne remains skeptical. After dismissing Donna as a symbolic blankie for old folks to cling to as the country undergoes a major transformation, the narrator explains, things are always changing. This is just one of the big jumps instead of the little step-by-step changes that are easier to take. People have changed the climate of the world. Now they're waiting for the old days to come back. And the question is, do you see President Obama as a symbolic blankie, or does his message of hope and change suggest he is in tune with the world as it is? When Obama leaves office next year, do you suspect Americans will choose someone sincerely interested in finding viable solutions to our current problems, or select a symbolic blankie to provide a source of emotional comfort as the world experiences massive change? Oh my God.
That's the last question of the night.
Well, it's so funny because I was just talking to a girlfriend the other day about, the clowns who, well, I shouldn't say that because I'm not a Republican, I'm not anything right now, but who are, they're making such a big deal about what they had to say during this debate. But it's, the same idea coming out of several mouths. And so I've been back and forth with President Obama and the things he's done. I've been surprised at some of the hidden things or least publicized good things that he was able to do, because it was overshadowed by a bunch of controversy. And it kind of took all the gleam off of his hope and change message. But he tried. I do believe he tried. And so at the end of his term, God help us, because there is, and I know, well, okay, I believe that the people we have to select from are predetermined, so we're not really electing anybody, they're just putting who's going to carry on the particular long plan they have for the country. And as long as they all continue to support ideologies that lean towards profit over people and currency over the health of the entire earth, we might end up in this world of Lauren Olamina Haig. It's around the corner. We've got droughts. We already know blue gold. We got the foreign countries buying up our water resource, public water. So, wow. Symbolic blankie. Everything that's political is symbolic, is a symbolic blankie. Because any real change, it's not, I just don't believe it's going to happen politically. It'll always be after the fact. Oh, and by the way, we passed all this legislation while you were sleeping, or you were watching CNN about the riots in Ferguson.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm disillusioned.
Yeah. I understand. Thank you. Any other?
Yeah, I don't think it was. If you don't really believe that, there's a group of people that believe that, his presidency was not worth it or hoping change, but it was real change, and but real change, I don't think that people will even get a chance to even look at it for 10 years from now. and that's the real mark of a president. If you don't believe there's real change, you know, you ask a lot of people that were affected positively by the healthcare industry. You didn't get the single payer that they wanted, but a lot of people don't really know about, you know, a lot of the hospitals why they fought the way that they did. And the other thing is that when he does leave office, you have to look at the symbolism of an African American being president of the United States, especially if Hillary Clinton becomes president of the country, where you would have a minority that was a president for 8 years, and then a woman that would be the president, and what that would do for women and minorities, for a person that was 5 years old and now they're 18 and have seen this, and how they would feel about themselves in their gender, and as an African American, about their own race. So I think it does matter.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Venita, you're clearing your throat?
Well, we have to have this political discussion later, Joel.
Okay.
Because first of all, Barack Obama is half black and half white. He's not African American. Now, maybe that's what he claims, or maybe should I say that's what black folks want to claim, but he is half black and half white.
And he's all a nigga just the same.
Which is one of the reasons. One of the reasons. And I have my own theory of why he's there anyway. And it wasn't by chance that he is there. It goes back even to Bill Cosby. People always have this imaginary messiah. You know, they put these people way up here, and they have all these expectations of them. And then when they don't measure up to the expectations, then everyone says, well, what happened? When I listened to Barack Obama during his campaign, and he actually, I thought one thing about him, he's a very good public speaker, and he came in right on time. You know, folks at that point were so frustrated about politics, you know, and all the things that were going on. I could have went and preached change, and they said, "Oh, for Venita," you know. Barack Obama, like I said, it's a political. We have to get it's going to be a very long conversation. I wanted to stick to Octavia Butler's book over here, but I guess a lot of folks believe more in Barack than I do or have ever believed in Barack Obama.
Well, it's not a point of believing in him. It's not. That's not it. It's never about believing
that he would make a change. It took a long time for us to get in this position, Joel. And Mr. Barack Obama is not going to come in there and part the Red Sea. I guess that was too much for Joel. Joel just dropped out. Well, so we're going to cut this conversation and get back to Octavia.
Well, it is about Octavia because, you know, one of the issues that comes up in one of these chapters is whether or not people are planning to vote in the upcoming. You know, there's a presidential campaign that's going on. Christopher Donner is the conservative candidate, and he's planning to cut out the space program if he gets elected. Lauren's father is planning to vote for him. Ultimately, by the end of chapter 6 or 7, the father decided not to vote, as most people decided not to vote, because most people are disillusioned with the process. And so that apathy, I see as one of the themes in these chapters. So